I'm on the topic of holiday healing. This is a time when many of us get around our families. What we have to understand, folks, is that, listen, through no intent of their own, our families have done the greatest damage to us. No intent of their own, really. I think in most cases, it wasn't intentional. But when you've got families who are not emotionally well, right? The guy down the street didn't damage him. Guy down the street couldn't damage me. I mean, I had a girl this morning who came, I don't know if anybody noticed, but it was, if anybody was on the highway this morning, it was so bright on the highway. There was an accident actually coming home. I was coming back from the gym, and there was an accident, and this girl came zooming down, and I mean, you could see the sun, young girl, and she just kind of scraped the back of my car. I know I would have been injured if she hadn't swerved, right? And I got out of the car, and I was somewhat, yeah, angry with this guy. She was just very apologetic. I took her information because it was already an accident. We had stopped because there was an accident ahead of us, and I took her information. And this girl was very upset. And, oh, I'm sorry, this is my mother's car. I'm late for a class I'm going to. I said, yeah, I'll just take your information. Okay, she said, oh, what should I do? Should I call the police? I said, no, I'll call them. And then I kind of calmed down. I said, I may, you know what, I may not. And I didn't anyway. It wasn't really an accident. It was more like a swipe. But I say this just in line with this message. Hebrews 12, verse 14, pursue peace with all men and the sanctification without which no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one comes short of the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, and by it many may be defiled. So what is that then? Pursuing peace, right? Pursuing peace. How do I pursue something? Well, pursuit is an active term, right? Pursuit is an active term. So it's not be passive about peace. Pursue peace with all men. Here's one thing that we have to understand. See, like this morning, I was getting upset because I was thinking, why would this girl be speeding like that when the sun is, I mean, it was so bright out. I don't remember the last time I saw a day like that. But you know, I said, let me not get upset. Let me just calm down. I was saying to myself that, well, this girl could have killed me. That is true. That is true. But still, pursue peace. You know, the pursuit of peace is something that you have to do regardless of how much you are hurt. And here's why. Here is why. Is that it's the peace that is reflexive, meaning if you pursue peace, your pursuit of that peace will heal that hurt. That all falls into the idea of seeking God's kingdom and its righteousness, and all the things you need will be added to you. Yes, peace. Yes, healing. By the time, so I'm thinking, wow, you could have almost killed me. By the time I got past the accident, I'd almost forgotten about it. You know why? Because I pursued peace with that girl. She, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, this is my mother's got, do you want me to do this? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, are you sure? Oh, what's going to happen? I said, no, it's okay. Pursuit of peace. And it just went so quick. If you pursue peace, if you go after peace, regardless of whether they want peace or not, let me tell you something. You have the power of the kingdom. No, you won't be hurt. No, you will end up on top, because that's the way. That is the way to ensure that there's no root of bitterness. You know why people are hurt? Because they've been hurt by people. They didn't do anything. They festered. They let it fester. They internalized it. They pursued nothing. And now it's festered. You know what they pursue? Vengeance, vindictiveness, resentment, clamor, bitterness. No, you have to pursue peace. Here's the way it works, folks. You have to go contrary to what's going on. I know that nonsense. Oh, when they hit me, I hit them back. Those people, all of those people who do that are wounded, are full of hate, are full of poison, have health problems, are not happy, are bitter, don't like people, are judgmental, condemn people. But when you pursue peace, you know what the pursuit of peace does? It makes your heart bulletproof. It makes your heart bulletproof against all of the hurt. Really, I know I had a lifetime of hurt to deal with. And I said to myself, nothing is going to get in anymore. I do not care if she had totaled the car. Still pursue peace. Still pursue peace. Let me tell you something. I know it runs contrary to what we think, but that's the whole idea of thinking better, living better. Do the opposite. Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they're doing. You know, I mean, really, in our world, it will be, oh, if I got a chance to get down here, what I do to you, oh, you guys who nailed me to the cross, that is it. Oh, you know, when they hit me, oh, I hit them back. You wait and say, oh, you'll be sorry. You'll be sorry. Let me tell you, all that does is cause hearts to fester with bitterness. And this is why it says, look how this once pursue peace with all men, and the sanctification without which no one will see the Lord. Listen then, how this verse follows in, see to it that no one comes short of the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, and by it many be defiled. You know what that is actually saying? That is actually saying that essentially it's saying this will happen if you don't pursue peace with all men. This is the result of not pursuing peace. If you pursue peace with family members, forget about that whole idea of, oh, you don't know what they've done. I am sure that they've done wrong, but when you pursue that peace, it enables God to bring healing to you. It enables God for you to actually say, you know what, God? I am not only am I not going to get my own back, because getting my own back doesn't bring healing anyway. I'm gonna pursue that peace with these people. You pursue peace. Watch the joy that you have. You don't get joy out of situation. You don't get joy out of things. You get joy. Joy is a gift of God. It's just like you don't get life from things. You can't create life. You can't create joy. It's God that gives it to you. But in order to get it, you have got to make sure that your heart is in good condition. And the only way you can do that is to pursue peace with all men. You know, I was to say to you, in terms of the engine of your car, pursue an oil change after X amount of miles. Really, that's the way. Any good mechanic will tell you, oh, that's the way to keep your engine operating well. Well, the way to keep your heart operating well is to pursue peace. There are so many people who have had so many illnesses because they've internalized hurt. They have internalized hurt and they haven't let it go. Sandy said I was talking about casting cares up to the Lord. Absolutely. Because if you don't, what are you going to do? You're going to internalize the hurt, all you're going to internalize the cares. It's going to result in hurt. It's going to result in bitterness. It's going to result in resentment. And ultimately, it's going to result in hatred. I remember when there was a time they were talking about all of this stuff on YouTube that was radicalizing Middle America. Oh, all of this for radical Islam, radical militia, hate groups, and all of that kind of stuff. Well, nobody can be radicalized. The only way you can be radicalized for anything hurtful is if you're already hurt. All those people are doing is providing you an outlet for the hurt that you've already got. Happy people cannot be radicalized. Really, happy people cannot be radicalized. Really, they need no outlet for hurt. You know what? The outlet for hurt is casting it up to the Lord. You know why? You know why? If you don't, ultimately that hurt will spill out on other people. Yes, most of the time, I know that's an extreme thing, going and doing the long shooter thing, all that. But what is very, very common is it's spilling out in anger and yelling towards other people. That's very, very, very common. Really, very, very common. As I said, we've all seen people who are overly snappy, overly cold, overly unfriendly. What have they just shown you? The condition of their heart. What they've, you know what they've just shown you? What they've just shown to you? I don't cast my cares up to the Lord. I don't cast my cares. I internalize them, and in internalizing them, it spills out on people like yourself. You know, may not be just blatant anger. It can be clamor. Clamor is that smolder, you know, that's just right beneath the surface where people are snappy. Yes, sir. Yes. Or automatically, they are just not friendly. And they almost look at, even though you're a stranger, being able to give you digs. Well, you should have thought of that before. So you should check it out on our website, sir or ma'am, or whatever. Those are people who have got hurt, right? And it spills out on other people. And that's how they use as an outlet. Some people get fired for doing that, right? And so the only way to ensure, and those people, of course, are not happy within themselves. And if you have hurt, there is internalized or bitterness, here's what it's going to do. It's going to eat you alive. It is going to eat you alive. Really, it's going to cause you not to be able to sleep. It's going to cause you to be sad for no apparent reason. It's going to cause you not to be able to derive joy from things that you used to derive joy from. It's going to cause you to not notice some of the little things in life. Life, a lot of times, most times, is about the little things. Hearing birds sing, noticing the temperature, the dogs barking, which you can always do that with my dogs when they do bark, but it's just noticing so many small things, enjoying a nice meal, right? Being able to tell the difference between a Tuesday and a Thursday. All of this stuff makes a difference. If you've got hurt, if you are hurt, Tuesday will seem like a Thursday. It won't make any difference. And if you have got hurt, you know what that hurt does? That hurt gives you, that hurt in your heart already gives you a vision, negative vision for the day before it even starts. Really, if you have got hurt, you are already in misery. Something bad happens, it's 10 times worse. And if something good happens, you don't derive the joy out of it. Really, because you're already hurt. This is why pursue peace. It doesn't matter if they are wrong. People think somehow, oh, no, I can't forgive them. No, I can't pursue peace. You don't know what they did. Understand one thing that you are doing. It's yourself that you're doing the favor to. People somehow think, oh, I'm doing a favor to them. Most people don't even care if you don't forgive them. Really, they don't feel it. You're the one who gets to live with you 24/7, not them. Really, don't ever think this pursuit of peace is about them. No, it's a mandate from God, and it's providing an environment that God can work in. And God can touch their hearts to enable to be able to change them too. But you've got to do it so that you keep your heart pure. Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they are doing. Look at Stephen. He said the same thing. Oh, Lord God, Jesus, don't charge them with this. No. One thing that I'm going to say this Christmas, forget about all of this. Oh, I wonder what's under the tree. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to be getting those Argyle socks. Really, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter about those Argyle socks. You want to be getting a new heart disposition. That's what you want to be getting. That's the greatest gift, really. Listen, enough is enough. I'm not going to carry this nonsense into another year. I am going to start now pursuing peace. I'm not going to have an attitude with them. God, give me the grace, because a lot of times people have attitudes with people because that's their way of somehow hurting those people for the hurt that those people have caused them. No, don't have an attitude with people. Be nice to them so that your heart is open wide to be able to receive the healing that God has got for you. You know what? It doesn't matter how good the medicine is, right? Until I open my mouth and swallow it, it's going to do me no good. Pursuing peace is like an open door for God to come in and bring healing. You know what we've done? We have so much depended on ourselves for everything. I'm going to get them back. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. We've talked about doing things that we couldn't possibly do. We were never meant to do that, really. It is nuts that we couldn't possibly do. I know I'm only healed now because of the grace of God, and not for the grace of God. I would be dead. I would have somehow managed to have killed myself because the hurt was so overwhelming. The pain was so overwhelming. And when you've been there, you don't want to harbor any hurt. Refuse to. No, give it to the Lord. And don't say that, well, it doesn't matter what they've done. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself, really. You're doing it for yourself. Stephen, when he did it, in fact, he said, the Bible says his face shone like an angel. And he said he saw Jesus standing at the right hand of the Father. In fact, that's when they rushed him. That's when they rushed him. And what did they do? They were inside of the gate, right? They rushed him and pushed him outside of the gate. Because of Jewish custom, you couldn't really kill someone inside of the gate. I guess it's okay to kill someone outside of the gate, right? But that's what they did. And they stoned him to death. And he still maintained that principle. He's still pursuing peace with all men, even the men that actually were responsible for taking his life. It's a great disposition. Look at Nelson Mandela, what he went through. That man was 90-something years old when he died. He was in prison for many, 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 many years. You don't typically find people spending quarter of their life in prison and being in good health. I know what contributed to that. No, not eating organic food, although that is good, but pursuing peace. He refused to hold any bitterness against anyone. Refused. No, he refused to do it. Really, refused to do it. And when he became president, the people thought, oh, there's going to be a race war between the blacks and the whites. He's going to kick them all out of the country. He became president and he said he's only going to do one term. You know, there's a great story about him that I love this story. This woman, when he was moving into his office, his new administration, because of course, there was the, I don't know if it was Bolter or F.W. de Klerk, or I remember it was the Dutch president, the Boer president in South Africa at the time. But anyway, there was a receptionist that was there, Caucasian receptionist, and she was packing up her office. And Nelson Mandela said, oh, well, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm packing up my office, because she just assumed he was going to be bringing in his own secretary, and probably assumed that he's going to be a black secretary. He said, why are you packing up your office? He said, well, you know, to make for when you bring in your new secretary. He said, are you a good secretary? She said, yeah. He said, yeah, you got a job with me. Really, that's victory. They couldn't do anything to this man in prison. Really, that is victory. There are people who are free out here, living in mansions, and they're in prison. They're in prison because they don't pursue. They cannot let these things go. Really, people that have done them wrong 25 years ago torments them today. Really, is what the greatest gift you can give yourself. I'm going over into 2022, not carrying any more poison in my heart. Clean, detoxed, all cleaned up. Really, not carrying any more poison in my heart. I'm going to tell you something. It's kind of almost silly to say, well, I eat healthy, take care of my body and all of the rest of it, if you don't take care of your heart. Really, it's kind of silly, because a healthy body with a sick heart, a toxic heart, no. You are going to end up getting psychosomatic illnesses. You know, psychosomatic illness is your mind making your body sick. Psych, we all know mind. Soma is body. Psychosomatic, your mind making your body sick. Yeah, you should eat healthy, but you should think healthy also. And the only way to think healthy is to make sure that you are not, your thinking is not informed by the hurtful experiences that you've gone through. Really, you have to pursue peace with all men. And if those people are not around, a person doesn't need to be around for you to forgive them, but make a commitment to forgive them, to let it go. There are many people who are adults, oh, if my parents hadn't done that, I could have been this. Now I could have done this, I could have done that. They held me back. Or let it go, because that's still holding you back. Really, let it go. Your best life is ahead of you.